Hi everyone, hi, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hi, thank you for joining me for Tarot Workshop tonight. And we're continuing through our journey of the cards. And tonight we're dealing with the card, the Devil. So I wonder if anyone else is going to join us. Let's give you a couple of minutes. How are you all? If you want to press your comments and say hi to me, it's lovely. You can comment as we're going along. It's lovely to actually hear from you all. Tonight is the workshop for how to learn the tarot cards and some good tips and tricks in being able to do that. So, with no further ado, have we got anybody that is willing to say hi to me so I know that you can hear me and that you can see the Devil card on your screen, ready for us to jump straight in and learn about the Devil tonight? Hello, have we got anybody with us? I'm just going to get my other comment box up. Bear with me for a second. Okay, so have we got anybody coming in? I'm going to minimize that a little bit so that I can still see you all. And there we go. Okay. Right. So we've got a few people watching, so that's lovely, but nobody's saying hi. Not to worry. If you want to actually comment, please do give permission. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my chat box. There we go. Do give permission to restream, and then I will know who you are. Otherwise, it will just come up as YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or LinkedIn user, and I won't know who you are. So I'm going to get started. Here we are with our Devil card, and the Devil card works in conjunction with the astrological sign of Capricorn. Now, this card traditionally warns us of temptation and giving into our unhealthy desires, and generally losing a little bit of our self-control in sometimes a dangerous manner. It can be to do with wanting to be tempted by something or someone. That would depend on the cards that are surrounding this. And it would, hi, thank you for saying hello. Trying to cancel this, okay. Folks, so I hope you're still with me. And here I am tonight. You're back, hi. Sorry everybody, I had a technical issue there where I was trying to get rid of an extra screen and it just finished the recording, which I didn't want it to do at all. So hello, and I'll begin again. Welcome to Tarot Workshop tonight. And tonight we are moving and continuing our journey at looking through the cards in a very relaxed manner. So this is a workshop on how to read the tarot cards in a very gentle way, but we're going through the actual meanings of the cards, and I intend to get through some of the feelings of the cards too. Hello, Berinda, how are you? This is how to learn tarot cards tonight, as in rather than our live session of having a reading. But it's lovely to see Berinda, and I know. Hello, Nicola. Hello. I'm fine, thank you very much. How are you? Are you feeling okay? Hi, Nicola. Hi, Tony. Hi, Berinda. I put up a notice to say I was coming on at the very last minute. So lovely. You're full of cold, Berinda. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Do wish you better, and I hope it's just a cold. There's lots of things going around. Mum went on for weeks and weeks and still makes me kind of suddenly, it comes back for no apparent reason. Jean Marie Petrino, hello. Oh, it's lovely. I'm going to put some of these comments up and say hello. So look, there's Nicola. Hi. And here's Berinda. Hi. It's going over the and Jean Marie. Hi. It's lovely. Thank you very much indeed. And Tony. Brilliant. Okay, so I am going to go through the two cards tonight, the Devil and the Tower. And both of those cards actually sometimes fill people with dread because they go, oh my God, no, what is this? Well, the cards are, the card, the Devil, is a card of temptation. Okay, sometimes it has a feeling of making us feel as if we are being puppeteered by ourselves or someone or something, that we are enslaved to something. Okay, and it's ruled by the astrological sign. Of course, gosh, Nicola, I didn't get it. I know we're doing the Devil card tonight, but it always comes up for you. Well, find out what it's all about now, and hopefully you'll know what it is. So it's linked to the 10th house, which is Capricorn, and that's about our status and our reputation, our ambitions, and influences that are going on around us where we feel that we are sometimes enslaved to something. So that it depends what your other card is. I keep saying this, it's on its own. It could mean this, it could mean that. And that's the trouble with tarot, and that's where people find it difficult. But using the method that I use, which obviously I'm not teaching on this workshop, we're going through the cards, of pairs, being able to put a pair together would give you an absolute clarity of what's going on. When you pull your major card, your minor card clarifies it for you. So let's just go over what the Devil actually means, the major aspects. Now, we've all been tempted by something, tempted by food, by drink, by a person, by overdoing it, by underdoing it, tempted to be lazy, tempted to work too hard, tempted to actually go back to our ex, even though it's not good for us, and. Or sometimes it can be that we're enslaved to a situation, or we feel that someone is controlling us or has control of us in a certain way. Now, if it was cups, it would be they're controlling our emotions. If it's swords, it would be they're controlling our thoughts. If it's pentacles, it's they're controlling what's already happened. If it's actually wands, it would be controlling our actions. So I'll go over that a lot more as we go deeper, but it'll give you a little idea of what it's all about. As I said, about status and reputation, so this can come up when we get a promotion or we're looking to actually have some authority. You know, I want this, you know, I'm ambitious and I intend to climb higher and go as far as I possibly can. So that is part of what the Devil card can mean. It's also about addictions and compulsions. Okay, well, I can tell you one of mine. You know, I had an addiction to Diet Coke for, gosh, too many years, way past 10. I used to drink 2 litres a night, through the night, not during the day when I was working. But it was, can you imagine, half asleep, just kind of glug, 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 drinking that. I just stopped it because it was like this, no, it's not right, and I need to drink water instead. It's healthier for me, and. But the more I drank, the more I wanted. So that's just a silly little one, but it can be something like that, you see. It can be about greed. Well, we've all been greedy, you know. Oh, actually, I think that, you know, my eyes are bigger than my belly and I put too much on my plate. Or actually, I'm going to continue. And gosh, now I actually feel sick. Or it can be greed when it's money, you know, and that would come up with pentacles. Or it can be greed in our actions of wanting to actually hoard everything. Who knows? It depends what cards are next to it. Where they come up in what position. Might not come up in your position, it might come up in the influences of others or in your spiritual advice. Be careful as a warning. Or you've done this in the past and now you're over it. So do you see, it depends, but we're just going through the card tonight. It has a very materialistic feel to it if you look, and it can make us feel as if we're a bit obsessed, or allowing ourselves to be controlled, a bit like, you know, that Diet Coke, I must get some, I mustn't run out, you know, this kind of thing. That's how it was for me. We can be enslaved to a situation. I'm sure we've all been enslaved to actually feeling emotional bondage towards someone or something, maybe our family, maybe an ex, maybe in the current relationship of friendships or romantic relationships that you may find, or even to work, where we actually feel that we're controlled by a puppet master, where that person says, I'll tell you where to sit and I'll tell you where to stand, and it's up to you. If you don't like it, there's the door. And we go, gosh, no, I can't go out the door. I don't know what else is there for me. So this is kind of things that the Devil card can actually warn us about when we actually can prepare. It's not always easy to make our exit straight out of things, but forewarned, forearmed, and then we can plan, and then we can have a strategy to try and get ourselves out of this bondage situation that perhaps makes us feel enslaved or unhappy, or as if we're submitting to another person. We can sometimes believe only in the attraction of the physical passions. Hello, Sylvie. How are you doing? Hi, it's Sylvie here. I'm putting Sylvie onto the screen. Oops, that's not come out very well. Oops. Sylvie. There's Sylvie. It's got a bit skew with there. I'm really well. I'm going to try that again. See if that comes up any better, Sylvie. No, it's just gone a bit pear-shaped, Sylvie. Sorry about that. She's saying, how are you? You're doing well, though you've had a rough couple of days. Oh, gosh. Sorry to hear that, Sylvie. I think it's that time where we're all feeling a little bit battered. We've had a week as well of it, but we're fine. These things happen. They're meant to try us, and yeah. Just technical things going on, not so much with work, but more with our home this week. So that's been challenging. So I'm sorry to hear that, Sylvie, and I'm sorry that Belinda's full of cold. It will pass, Belinda, and get well soon. Okay, my love? Okay. So, yeah, we can believe only in the attraction of the physical passion. Gosh, I'm tempted and I must have, X, Y, and Z from a certain sort of company. It must be this label or that or whatever it is. So it can be this kind of thing. Oh, bless you, Belinda. You're lovely. And so that kind of attraction to physical passions, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a person. It could be, oh, I'll only want to actually drive X sort of car by that Y company, and it must be Z colour and all of that kind of thing. Or it can be a card of overindulging. Now, this will all be around us when it comes to Christmas, because we'll all be doing a little bit of that, won't we? Actually, I started early this year. My friend gave us a couple of goodies that we don't normally get, and we've overindulged a bit, and I've just gone to Tony today. That's it. No. Water and vegetables and back onto the protein and my coffee. So excuse me. Are you all having a cuppa while we do this? Yeah. Join me for a cuppa. That's what it's about. Okay. Right, he could have bought me a posh cup, couldn't he? Oh, look who's here. Oh, Fiona, you are funny. I told you I overindulged. She's telling you it was my darling friend Fiona that gave me some Christmas pudding. I told you it took me 6 days to eat it. And it was only for 2. And I shared the other half with Tony. But, gosh, yes. So that gives you an idea, What do you overindulge in? Anybody? Anything that you go, look, come on, it can't just be me that's eaten all the Christmas pudding, as Fiona said, and it can't just be me that's had an addiction to Diet Coke. Good girl, Fiona. Look what she's saying. Great. Oh, are you addicted to love, Nicola? Come on. Who else has got something? I'm intrigued now. Jean Marie? Have you got an addiction to anything that you care to share with everybody? Don't have to. Sometimes it's a lovely thing, and sometimes it's just a bit of fun, like Fiona's saying with whatever. Ah, love it. Shopping. Absolutely what it's about. You see, I'm going to try and get my captions up there so it's not going over my face. Ah, look, this has got you all going. Chocolate, love it. Okay. Hi, Chelsea, Catherine. Coffee. Well, I think that's me now. And here comes Jean Marie with chocolate. Oh, brilliant. This is great. You know, I can relate to all of this. I'm sure we all can, but you've got it. So when you're actually looking at your card, anybody else want to join in and tell me? We've had quite a few chocolates. We've got the gin there. We've got the shopping. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Tea. Yeah, absolutely. So can you see when I'm saying the devil card, we all think, oh, that looks horrendous. Actually, it's talking about this kind of thing. And the more you can actually say, what does that mean to me? I'm sorry, I've got a real itch tonight. I'm going all blotchy, aren't I? I buy clothes. Have you said when did you get them? And I say it's been in the wardrobe for ages. Yay! That's come up huge. Sorry, I don't know why that came so big on this one. I think that's brilliant. I think we've all done that one. So absolutely what it's all about. It's all about the fact that we have all got our little addictions and temptations, and the devil card can sometimes actually say to us, okay, do you want to cool it, or do you want to watch it, or do you want to have a strategy, or are you just aware? And the other cards would tell you what's going on. When it's unhealthy, it's because we are seduced into something, like the seduction and the bullet point there on the PDF, or we're acting against our better judgment. And sometimes I remember a situation, it has the lover's theme as well. Absolutely, I'm going to put that up. I hope that doesn't come up too huge. It does. It does have the lover's theme. Can you see where? Okay, if you actually look and we go, this card goes back to the lovers. The lovers was card 6. The devil card actually is the lovers that have progressed. So where they were actually looking at each other in such a chirpy way of Adam and Eve, almost kind of going, you know, I fancy you, there's a physical attraction of sorts. When we go into the devil card, you've got the lovers going on there, and you've got these chains, and you can see the chains around their necks. And it's talking about the enslavement that they're now feeling towards one another, because there's an emotional bond going on. You know, we've gone past the honeymoon stage and we're in an emotional bondage situation. However, it is, yeah, you're right, they are bound in sin. Gosh, bear with me a second because my WhatsApp's just gone off. Somebody looking for a call. Gosh, I don't want to get rid of my little, bear with me, sorry. I've got a preview mode that comes up on here and it drives me bonkers. I don't understand what it means. I hope it doesn't cut me off again. Gosh. Right. So what this is about, is sometimes we act against our better judgment. And sometimes you can be in a situation, oh, I like that, yeah. I've just put these up because they're interesting. I will go back to my point. Abound in sin, that's absolutely right. And it's the affairs and the warning not to play with fire. Absolutely. Play with fire, you get your fingers burned. Absolutely. And acting against your better judgment. Sometimes we're puppeteered by somebody else and we're kind of going, gosh, I really don't want to do this, but I feel I have to. And I'm feeling enslaved into that very situation. So, yeah, the chains are loose. If you look, they can take them off anytime they like. Okay. but things have changed, and they are no longer just feeling that there is this happy sort of, situation where they are physically attracted. Now we've gone into sexual attraction. And the Devil card is very, very sexual, as is Capricorn itself. It's all about, I always say, and you can quote me, but this is my way of saying it's about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Okay? The pleasures that we sometimes pay a price for, and some of the things that everything in moderation, but that's not this card. This is about feeling, gosh, I'm obsessed, I'm addicted, or I'm controlled by either it or them or myself. So there's all those things that go on with our good old Devil card. And linked to the astrological sign of Capricorn. Again, if you know a Capricorn, it does help, doesn't it, Fiona? Fiona's a Capricorn. And, she'll tell you a little bit about them. And tonight for you, I've also, I show you different cards as in relating to the decks that I have, just to show you. Yes, Fiona is a Capricorn. There you go. And I'm going to be showing the wonderful deck that Fiona gifted to me by the wonderful, very famous David Bowie, the Starman Deck. So I'll be showing that. Couldn't come on here tonight without giving tribute to Capricorn and not show you some of the cards from the Starman Deck, which will obviously be our Devil and the Tower. So you're going to get a glimpse at a couple of different images, some really sort of different ones for you tonight. I always try and show you some different images so that from the Rider-Waite deck, you might be drawn to another deck because you are an intuitive reader, or you actually really like the symbolism or the colours, or you just enjoy it, or it really gives you a message. So lots and lots of different things. When I do the online course on my website, I go into a lot more detail. We'll pick up every little thing that's in the card, the bat's wings, the horns, the pentacle, the fact that he's sitting on that actual sort of pillar, the chains, the symbolism of her tail, his tail. I can't go into all of that because it's just way too much. But if you get a basic idea of what a Capricorn's like, or a basic idea of sex, drugs, rock and roll, or feeling that you're tempted or greedy by something, or it's controlling you, or someone's controlling you, you've got a great idea what the Devil card is about. Okay? So that's absolutely wonderful. Shortly, when we get through these cards, we're going to be doing some pairs. I'm going to be having you kind of come along and sort of just have a little read with each other. So, maybe work in pairs and things like that. I am going to move on to the next card. So, there we go. We're moving on onto the Tower. Okay, right. So the Tower. Now there's a card, okay? If you look at that, it looks like, oh, lordy, lordy, nothing good about that. Well, actually, it works in conjunction with the planet Mars. And Mars is fast, super fast. So sometimes it can mean the speed of lightning. So sometimes somebody says, oh, how quickly will it happen? Well, if this card comes up in the timing and you get something like the Ace of Cups, you can tell them, well, pretty damn quick, actually, usually within a day, because the Ace of Cups represents a day, and so on. Okay? So that's, I'm not doing timings, but it'll give you an idea that it's not always all bad, even though it looks like that. And there's a whole story about the Tower in the Tower of Babylon, which I'm not going to get into tonight. But it's all about sudden change. And sometimes that's a bad thing, and sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes we need things to change. Sometimes we need to actually go, that's enough, stop. No, I'm not doing this anymore. And sometimes we need to do it ourselves and make that decision. It's when we don't make that decision that the Tower comes along, and probably we're going, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Well, it's probably been something that you were planning to do or should have done. And boom, here it comes, I've done it for you, and you didn't make that decision. So if you are in a position of needing to change something, it's usually better if it comes from you rather than being pushed. The tower can push you, okay? And then it can be that it's like, oh gosh, broken eggs everywhere, and how do I rebuild my life? It can be difficult, but it depends what cards it's with. Same as I always say, it could be with some really positive cards. And it can also be that that's a past position, and it can also be that things are speeding up. Maybe you won't like that, but maybe it's necessary, okay? There's a feeling as if everything has fallen to pieces, especially when it strikes. And then sometimes there's a huge revelation, because it can be a complete release, okay? Where everything's been pent up for so long and all of a sudden it's like, no, that's it. It can cause dramatic disruptions to your plans, oh, I intended to do this and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes, it can just be practical things, as in, this isn't working, that isn't working, this is going wrong. Yeah, it's unsettling. Now I haven't got money for X because I've got to pay for Y, and Z needs it as well. Whatever it is, it can happen in such a respect that your routine is completely shaken up by the crisis that's actually come into your world. But do remember that it can actually come on like lightning, just like the card's showing you. Tower is being hit by lightning, and it's unsettled everything and thrown things into what feels like a crisis, chaos. It can make you angry, or it can make people around you very angry. So there's all this kind of thing that's going on that kind of just makes everybody go, oh gosh, what a shake up, It can be about letting go of everything, Sometimes it's like, I've got to give something up, I can't keep it, and it feels awful. But sometimes there's a release in that, even though we don't like it. Sometimes it's the release of that burden. Suddenly we can get a release of emotions that we've been bottling up, where we just explode, as in emotionally, whether it's anger, whether it's hurt, whether it's sadness, whether it's the blues, or whether it's something that just makes us feel utterly devastated. It depends on what it's next to, as I say. It's necessary to shake it up in order for things to change. Things sometimes will not change if left to us. We just carry on plodding, doing our thing. Off we go, here we go, nothing's going to change. But sometimes the tower's got things in store for us from that planet Mars that kicks us up the backside and says, that's it, you've got to do it. So explosive events can come in very suddenly. Suddenly we find, gosh, I've got to deal with so many things. Yeah. And those two cards together, oh my, such drama, absolutely. Yeah, so they're quite difficult cards, people think. But if you look at it the other way, and I'm not trying to play it up, but there is that, if things are speeding up, and, that's coming from the actual, I'm sorry, my WhatsApp's just not playing up. So if it's a case of things are happening quickly and suddenly, then that can be a good thing. And in the case of temptation, sometimes it's a case of, well, a little bit of what you fancy does you good. It depends, doesn't it? It depends what the surrounding cards are. Never just go, oh, doom and gloom. And certainly if you're reading for somebody, they can be worried enough if they can actually see the cards. But if you've got you going, oh, I'm really sorry, you've got the Tower. Oh, I'm really sorry, you've got the Devil card. It's all doom and gloom. It's, where is it? Who is it? What's going on? Is it in the mind? Is it in the emotions? Is it physical? Is it coming from someone else? Is it something you need to be aware of? Is it something that's already happened? Is it something that you can avoid happening because forewarned, forearmed, and you can avoid that because it's in the crown position of your reading? Or is it something that you just kind of got to go, acceptance, okay? It's necessary. In fact, I'll take charge before it happens, So that is the Tower and our Devil card. So I'm going to quickly switch camera and hope that it does what I want it to. Here we go. Oh, actually, before I do, it might make sense if I put them, bear with me, I've got cards to show you, and I've zoomed in tonight. I think I've been bitten there. Yep, from minor changes all the way to full-on drama. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, Jean Marie. So, here we go. I'm going to show you some different examples, okay? And I remembered to put a banner on tonight for those people that may wish to have a copy of the worksheets that I've used in tonight's tarot workshop. They're very similar. I've done a white copy. And if you'd like a copy, there is the email address on the actual screen, hello@tarotwithanne-marie.com. And if you're watching, please do share this to people who you may feel will benefit from this tarot workshop. And or if you'd like, share and subscribe wherever. The more we share what we're doing, it's free, and gosh, some people just want to actually learn, and some people want to make some good friends. And well, there's so many reasons. I love sharing it, and it's always lovely to actually teach tarot. So it's a little bit of fun. We've got some great playmates in here. So there's loads of people I know that are looking for ways in which to learn how to read the tarot, and so many different methods. So I thought I'd put this together because it was rather popular a year ago. Look at this, right? She says, Jean Marie's telling me she's got the kitchen table tarot cards. That's this one. Okay, so with no further ado, this is the Starman Deck. Thank you very much to Fiona who gifted this to me. What a great friend, and they are beautiful. It's a beautiful deck. It's really glossy, really shiny, and the quality of the cards are absolutely second to none. And the box is gorgeous too. I'm just going to show you. Look at that. Whoops. You see? Starman Tarot cards. David Bowie. Inspired by the artworks of David Bowie and created for David Bowie by David De Angelis. Okay? Fabulous deck. So exciting. Okay? I'm going to put that there, and there we go. So the Devil card here looks a bit like Bowie himself there, as in when he was going through that, was it Starman sort of theme in the 70s, late 70s, where it was all about the glam rock and Iggy Pop and all of this kind of thing. So, yeah, either side of him, those creatures looking as if, you wouldn't want to get too close or they might do something to you. They're protecting him in some way. And everything in the background going on, all these colours, all the symbols, all this kind of amazing stuff going on. Look inside the stomach, there are all sorts of things, chambers and what looks like serpents and symbols. Amazing stuff going on there. And there's a great workbook that comes with that. Normally a little white book, but there is a great workbook that, it's, pages and pages of it, So, because some of the names on them are a little bit different, but he's stuck to the Devil card name in this particular deck. And then, no questions tonight. This is a workshop. Sorry. So, no, it's not about that. And so, Friday nights, Kushbu, okay? That's when we do that. So this is, it's the kitchen table tarot, okay? And again, I'm lucky. No problem. See you Friday. Yeah, that's when we do that. Come and say hi on Friday, okay? Or you can stay and watch this if you want. It's all about the tarot cards. So the Devil card, I mean, this is great, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it sweet of Fiona? Absolutely. I honestly, no problem, Kushbu. The Housewives Tarot. Yeah. Um, I'm just going to say, she says, how lovely you are. It's very nice of her. Brilliant gift. Thank you, my friend Fiona. Yeah, the Housewives Tarot. That's this one. I've got the box over there. It is the Housewives Tarot. Absolutely. And so this is really good at showing what we're talking about, our weaknesses and our temptations, you know, whether it's for any of these things. But I absolutely love this. Cigarette in one hand, gin in the other, chocolate cake, horns there, you know, everything going on in that card. Brilliant. Love it. And of course, so much fun when I actually put that one on Instagram, I can tell you. And then this was what the deck that I worked with an artist and graphic designer, Liz and Andy. Absolutely, we put this together, and you might not be able to see, but there's Adam and Eve. There's Eve. There's Adam, and they're looking. I wanted it to be like a mirror, you know, like looking at your own reflection. And so we've got the pentacles there to represent Capricorn, and we've got the devil's face in the mirror, you see, and the burning of the flames. So I wanted to keep it simple. We've still got the actual sort of chains binding the two together, you know, but remember we said you can take the chains off any time you like. Okay, so that's that one. Right, I may need Fiona again. Fiona, are you there? Because this is a deck here. I think that this is the Mythical Tarot. And you must excuse me because I decided to put this one on tonight at the last minute. And I never had a box for this one, ever. Mythic Tarot, yeah. I didn't know if it was the Mythic Tarot or Mythical, and there are several different decks with lots of names. There's hundreds of decks, but this is the Mythic Tarot, and I know Fiona uses this one a lot. So this is a great sort of deck. I think it's done by Liz Green. Really, really difficult to get a hold of these days. So I thought, my goodness, I'm going to include this one tonight because this is really nice. You know, look at him. There's the devil playing with Adam and Eve, pulling their strings, you know, and you've got to dance to that tune. The sexy devil. That's great. Yeah, you see, don't forget that honestly, it is. It really is. That in actual fact, that, as I said, the devil cards are very much, it is about sex. You know, if people are ever wanting to know how something's going to go, you see the devil card coming up with loads of wands. Well, if it's the five of wands, they're fighting. And if it's, you know, well, ace of wands, something's about to happen and it's beginning, it's going to go into action. And then you might see the emotional cards, but, you know, or you will actually see pentacles. And so, did they do X, Y, and Z? Better look and see if there's a pentacle there. And then a court card to see who it was. Telling you my secrets now, see, of how we actually read. Yeah, eBay, but expensive. The sexy devil. Yep, fallen angel. eBay, but expensive new deck. Computer generated, so not good. Handsome men sometimes he portrays. Oh, wow. So, is that the name of the deck then? Not sure. You have to let us know. Okay, right, and this one, tiny, tiny, tiny little deck that I was, again, I'm so lucky. Another Fiona, Redfern Patterson, who is not with us today because hopefully she's on her way to Russia for her new position. She came on the other day and asked a question. She gave me this deck. And she gave me many decks, actually. They are oracle cards, but this is a tiny little tarot. And in this one, we've got the troll, okay? I should have got the box out. It's there. It's called the Magic Tarot. I can see it. I put it behind my computer. The Magical Tarot, okay? Tiny little box, okay? So there are some images. Yeah, some of the decks you've seen have a nice face in the devil. Well, you see, the devil is temptation, so it's going to be smiling and looking good. You know, people always think it's going to be something that's horrible. We probably wouldn't fall for it. Yeah, and also, you know, a lot of drama goes on with the Devil card, you know, pulling the strings, you know, tempting us with certain things. We're only going to be tempted if they're offering something good. So the good faces are there to actually go, come, you know, everything's just fine. And then, boom, it all changes. You know, suddenly you're enslaved. I had a job like that years ago. I was a nanny. I worked for someone, and she was a Capricorn. Didn't put me off them. Actually, Fiona, I think she shares your birthday, January the 4th or 5th. Yeah. Why it comes up with your political friends. Yeah, because, you know, it's like pulling the strings, you know, and making things happen. But yeah, I worked for somebody and she was as nice as pie. And then she could just turn. And it would be all serious and all kind of, what do you think you're doing sort of thing, you know? Why is the front door locked with the chain on? And you'd, gosh, because you were out and, you know, I'm in this big house and what are you hiding? Why, for real? You know, sometimes people can be very strange, but prepares us, doesn't it? We can all have things where people can look absolutely gorgeous, as the devil. Temptation, gorgeous, love them, and then they turn on us and we just don't see it coming. You know, well, I didn't. I was, 19 at the time. Okay, so these are the devil cards. So go. Zoomed in a bit tonight because the colours were so strong, it was hard. Yeah, and rotten on the inside. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely love that. Yeah, yeah. So the tower, the Starman Tarot. Okay, so it's always like a Buddhist sort of tower temple sort of thing going on here. Lots and lots of. It reminds me of, you know, the places that you see in the Far East and the fireworks and everything that's going on there. And there's a lot of energy there. It's a card with a lot of energy. In fact, the Starman Deck really is. So if you're into colours and sort of psychedelic and energy, there's a lot of energy. The fire's in a lot of those images in the cards, and the colours are wonderful. In actual fact, it's almost like you'd have to sort of almost, I'd say it's a very intuitive card. You'd need to give it time. For me as a reader that puts a lot of cards out, they're quite busy, and I feel I just, you know, I might need to put less cards out when using that actual deck. I use it quite a bit though, having said that, you know, because there's a lot of information in there. So yeah, that's all about bells and whistles and fireworks going on. There's our tower going into, right, it's unsettled. You know, you didn't expect that, did you? Look, all these fireworks going off, all these fire bombs going on, you know, planets in the sky, all this sort of fire going on like that. Okay, and here, well, that's quite sweet, isn't it? Tower, a bit like her. You know, to me, that's a bit like a jelly that you would get years ago, where it's like a trifle jelly, all sorts of bits and pieces in there. So it might not stand up. The jelly could melt. The jelly could wobble. Lady inside could actually find that, you know, she's completely exposed and she's not got a dress on anymore, as in the way this is showing. Okay, or a bit like the wedding cake, that almost looks like a veil going on behind her there. And you probably can't see here, but even the swirls that's going on around, yeah, it almost gives a feeling of the frothiness of a bride's veil. So again, different kind of image, a little bit sort of humorous, that one, you know, but it does get the message across. You know, this could topple down, then where will you be? Yeah. Mine just did a traditional tower hit by lightning, you know, and kind of showing, right, okay, things are going to change, and I put the world changing behind it there. This one here, a bit like Neptune swimming towards that castle or that tower in the sea, but it's been blown up by the rains again of lightning. Pretty much lightning's a theme going on here, represented here in the Powers deck. by different sort of images of what looks like shooting stars or planets exploding or things like that. And again, in our tiny, tiny, tiny little deck, the Tower, which it's lovely. It's a tiny deck, but it's got so many different languages on it, you know. Gosh, actually, quite a lot going on there. I don't know what it is, but it's lovely. Tiny little deck, really useful sometimes when you actually need to kind of go off and say, right, I'm in a position now of wanting to actually have a handbag deck. So I've got one in the car in the glove box in case I actually do need to do a reading. And I am going to have to dash off, folks, because that WhatsApp message was for somebody looking for a call for me, and I haven't got back to her yet. And I'd quite like to do that call because she's a regular customer of mine. So I'm going to say ta-ta. I'll see you Friday. I am going to be coming on earlier on Friday. Okay, I'm going to try and make it 5:30. I didn't promise that, but somewhere between 5:30 and 6. We're going to try that time slot. I hope that you'll be able to join me. If not, watch it on the catch up. It's just a wee bit too late for us here, because we are 3 hours different ahead of you, and so that's becoming really late. It's not that I start very early the next day. Jean Marie, thank you very much. Thank you for saying thank you to me. Lovely. Thanks to the lovely Fiona, Belinda, Nicola, and everybody that joined us. And there was a newbie here with us, Kushbu. She stayed watching, which is lovely. And we had Chelsea Catherine. Chelsea Catherine, lovely. I do hope you come along again and say hi. And do remember, if anybody wants a copy, then, brilliant. Thank you, Nicola. Then just email me, hello@tarotwithemmarie.com. And do remember to please like, share, subscribe to YouTube channel, and do share it in as many tarot groups or Facebook groups that you possibly can, and the videos on YouTube, because we all do something different. I love watching other people's content. One of my favourites is, oh gosh, I've got so many. Aquathorn, I absolutely love him. He's so funny, but he really does just show us lots and lots of unboxing of his new decks. But if you get a chance to watch him, he's an absolute star, and such a lovely guy. Anyway, I'm off to do a reading, so I will see you on Friday. Today's Tuesday, around about 5:30. Hope you can join me then, and let's see you for another tarot workshop, probably one of the early days of the week next week. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm never sure. Depends how busy I am. Okay, bye. Take care. Thanks for joining me.